Line up, Steele on the pole. Tracy Hines alongside. Ryan Newman and Jason Leffler in the second row. Brian Tyler and Russ Gamester are in row number 3. It's Robbie Flock and Jimmy Sills in row number 4. The fifth row, veteran Jack Hewitt and Chet Phillip. Back in the sixth row, Brad Knopfsiger and Jason McCord. The seventh row, Jimmy McCune and Dan Dryden. Row number 8, Dave Darlin and Gary Heber. In the ninth row, Paul White and Jay Drake. Row number 10, Billy Puterbaugh Jr. and Pat Abel driving the number 2 car. The 11th row, Rick Brown and Doug Dodaro. The 12th row, Rick Treadway and J.J. Yaley. The 13th row, Bentley Warren and Wally Pankratz. These are the transferees from the qualifying race. Tony Elliott and Kenny Hamilton in the 14th row. The 15th row, Daryl Doherty, Ricky Shelton. In the front row, Ryan Newman and Jason Leffler in row number 2. Here comes the green flag, and the Rocky Mountain Classic is underway. And once again, Larry, we're seeing the pole sitter get off to a terrible start, just like we did in the qualifying race. Steele is already back to 4th or 5th.
He fell way behind. He got a lousy start. Paul White in that white car just went through your screen. He got a terrific start. He gained about 6 spots on that start.
But the question is, did he pass before the green came out? We'll let USAC decide that. We're on board with Brian Tyler here.
Yes, and he is really, you can see right there, he's on the outside. He looks like he's gaining some spots, but Dave Steele is that first red car you see back there, and he's a distant fifth at this point.
Jason Leffler from his 4th starting position has taken the lead through turns 1 and 2. Leffler down the backstretch. Tracy Hines falls into 2nd position.
Yeah, Hines up into 2nd. These guys are really battling. These first 4 cars have pulled away just a little bit.
That's Ryan Newman running in 3rd position. Let's take a look once again at the replay of the start of the race. On board with the pole sitter Dave Steele. Green comes out. There goes Tracy Hines, and Steele just cannot get a good start.
Well, remember earlier we talked about the low-speed bypass and all that thing about how you had to adjust. It looks like maybe they just missed a little bit on the bottom end, and it just did not.
Car stagger. The car is now tight. The car is starting to push. So Ryan, who's leading the points, will have a handful as this race progresses.
Well, that must be why he's run that high line. I think he must have lost that stagger fairly early because he's been running that different line than everybody else. But it seems to not really slowed him down all that much.
Yeah, he's been able to stay ahead of Flock and Hewitt now for the last few laps. We saw all 3 of them really having a heated battle there for a while, but now it's calmed down just a little bit. Although, just as I say that, here comes Hewitt mounting another attack on Robbie Flock. Hewitt to the inside, looking for 3rd position as they come by the main grandstand. Oh, a little sideways there going into the corner, but Hewitt got the job done.
Well, he got those tires down inside that white line and got him a little bit sideways, but I think Flock has also gotten a little loose, and he's slowed up a little bit, too.
There is Chet Phillip, and the 69 car driven by Brian Tyler is there in a battle on board with Brian Tyler now with the CarQuest cage cam. This is the battle for 5th position, and looks like that Chet Phillip is going to take the spot.
Yeah, he hangs on right down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Seems like that car is working very well. But Tyler on the outside, that's what's so neat about this racetrack. You can run the low line or the high line, and they're almost equally as fast depending on how your race car is working at any particular time.
And perhaps that's one of the reasons why we have not seen a caution in this race, and let's hope we do not. A nice wide racetrack that allows for lots of passing, but at the same time, it allows for somebody to get out of trouble if they get in it. Gary Lee has another report from the pit area.
Well, the guy that you might call Mr. Silver Bullet Series, Jack Hewitt from Troy, Ohio, is up to 3rd position. Normally, he's not a strong qualifier. Not a bad qualifying effort. He started 9th today. He's up to 3rd. Now, keep in mind, he has won the most races in this series at 21, but he's also led the most races at 31. And with only 2 more positions to gain, he can lead 1 more in the second half of this one.
But right now, Jack Hewitt's main object is to get 2nd position away from Ryan Newman.
Yeah, and you can see something flopping around there on the left side of Ryan Newman's car. It looks to me like it might be a piece of tape. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like they had some tape on the hood and it's come loose. It doesn't appear to be anything real major.
And I think we saw some gesturing going on there by Ryan Newman also. So I don't know what exactly is going on, but nevertheless, here comes Jack Hewitt to try to take that spot away from Ryan Newman, but cannot.
Well, Ryan Newman leaves that inside wide open. If you're fast enough on the bottom, you can't go by him because he's going to give you that whole lane down there. And right
Jack
there,
Hewitt down the straightaway into turn number 1 in the battle for second position.
it's all a battle of momentum through turns 1 and 2 on the outside. Can he get enough momentum down the back straightaway to get in front of Jack Hewitt? It looks like he might lead him in, but I don't know whether he can lead him off. Hewitt is faster down here in 3 and 4.
Jack Hewitt from Troy, Ohio. Ryan Newman from South Bend, Indiana. And Ryan Newman has second spot.
Yeah, he did a great job just running that outside group. And that's where he's run, I'd say 80% of this race is way up high like that. And he really had to work hard to get around Jack Hewitt, but Hewitt doesn't give up anything easily.
But again, in addition to working very hard here in the last few laps, there was a period where Ryan was very, very patient, kept Hewitt in sight, and then mounted the charge here in the late going.
Well, I think Hewitt probably, you can see him wiggling just a little bit off the floor. I think his right rear right now is, it hasn't blistered it, but it's very hot, and it's getting just slicker and looser as the race goes along. He's wiggled a lot more the last 5 laps than he did earlier.
So the laps wind down here at Pikes Peak International Raceway in the Rocky Mountain Classic. Tracy Hines is the leader, and now we're seeing Ryan Newman drive away from Jack a little bit. As a matter of fact, Bentley Warren looks like he's going to do battle with Jack Hewitt here for a while.
At 58 years old, you wouldn't think the heat would bother him. I mean, we're in the mid-90s. It's hot in that race car, and he's still running as fast as the leader.
Bentley Warren is in 8th position, the first car not on the lead lap. 7 are on the same lap as the leader.
You can see he doesn't work quite as well. He likes that high line, but he gets a little bit of a push when he gets up there in that high line, and maybe that's the way he wants to drive that race car.
On board with Brian Tyler.
And he's done a very nice job in that race car today. That's Jimmy McCune, and he's coming up on. He's going to put him a lap down. But he's run a very, very steady race. He started back in about 8th or 9th spot, steadily moved up. Now he's in 4th and seems to have that position well in control.
Not much up front of him now from the CarQuest cage cam. There is the leader, Tracy Hines, and he too has worked himself free of the traffic here. And so a little bit smoother sailing for Tracy Hines as we are closing in on the finish of the Rocky Mountain Classic, trying to become the 5th different winner in as many races in 1999.
Well, it's no surprise to see he and Ryan Newman atop the heap. Those two guys probably have as many victories or more victories than anybody else on the pavement this summer. So it's been very common to see those two guys up front, one or the other leading.
Some lap cars going by. Let's take a look at this battle back here for 6th position. 3 miles to go here in this one, and it'll be all over. Just saw Ryan Newman go by in 2nd. There is Jack Hewitt in the yellow number 23. Here's battle for position. The 4 car of Jason McCord. Bentley Warren is also right there.
Yeah, Bentley Warren very strong here in the last part of this race, just as he was last year. The only difference, he started a lot farther back this time.
And once again, this battle for 6th position continues on. We've checked on it for the last few laps. Right now, it's still Dave Darlin with the advantage over Russ Gamester.
Yeah, Russ Gamester just can't get enough speed off of the corner. He seems to get into the corner better. He just can't get off the corner good enough to pull off the pass.
And how about this Tracy Hines? We have seen so many drivers from this division move up into the NASCAR, the Pep Boys Indy Racing League, and you would like to think that a lot of car owners have got their eye on this kid who's just had a great year. Already won in the USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprint Cars. And with about a half a lap to go, he's almost ready to put a win in the Coors Light Silver Bullet Series in his resume.
It has to be a great feeling to have a car that's this comfortable and this fast. You've got the confidence in the car. You've got the confidence in the mechanics. I mean, he's really on a high right now, and he's been on a high all year long, really.
There's the checkered flag, and his first ever win in the series. Tracy Hines wins it here at Pikes Peak. There's Ryan Newman finishing in 2nd. Jack Hewitt finishes 3rd. Let's go back and pick up on this battle for 6th position. Darlin in blue and Gamester in red.
Again, Gamester gets in the corner quicker, but coming off, once he picks up the throttle, he just can't get off the corner quick enough, and Darlin finishes in front of him.
And we went the entire distance caution-free. No cautions in this one. All 100 laps under green. And Tracy Hines is the winner of the Rocky Mountain Classic in 1999. Congratulations to Tracy. Here are the results. Chet Phillip finished in 5th, followed by Darlin, Gamester, Warren, Drake, and McCord. And